Hi, my name is Donnie Morrison, and I'm here with Steven, and he is down and out.
Oh yes, my name is Stevie Palfeo. I grew up. I was never married, never had no children, but I had good girlfriends. Was always healthy and a working dude. And I'm 48, and I always dressed good and had good manners, and I always took care of myself until my family would I'd get around them and get an abusive situation, get blamed for it, and have to be locked up in a mental institution.
You said you're homeless now, right?
Yeah, I'm homeless, and it's known how many girlfriends and men and women that know them kind of dudes up here are abusive, know what I've been through. And, I wasn't always crippled. I've always been there on my own. I was the only one that lived on my own, worked, did my own car work or my construction. And after 20 years without seeing my abusive father, he stopped by in 2000 there, before that 9/11 war, with a friend of mine, which is the neighbors in front of my mom and my sisters. And all of a sudden I'm working a couple of months and everything, taking a new bipolar medicine, Zyprexia, and I started having delusions inside. And my kidneys ended up shutting down, which they did. And when I noticed that I was throwing up blood, I had fell on my tailbone to get out of bed. When I was throwing up blood, I fell on my tailbone and I severed my sciatic nerve on my tailbone, which controls my feet movement. So I had drop foot instantly, and I kept trying to get up, but I was so, what do they call it, going into shock, So when I fell and tried to make a phone call to the ambulance, because I know I was throwing up blood, when I went to get out of bed, I was, wheezy and drowsy. I fell over and I landed on my sciatic nerve and severed it in my feet movement, and I couldn't walk.
Is that what put you in the wheelchair?
Yeah, that's what put me in the wheelchair, the drop, because I kept trying to get up to call the ambulance, and I couldn't get up, and I kept trying to get up, and I kept falling down. Well, one of the times I just passed out and went in a shock, and I was like that for 2 days, over 2 weeks.
And why were you in the coma?
Because of when I from the Zyprexia bipolar medicine, they had offered me on account of having a new job in a new apartment, which he got me into the new job. Well, the Zyprexia medicine, I had delusions inside, and severed my sciatic nerve and all that. And he was abusive down in Texas, and been several, 2 years didn't pass by. I was in Texas, on vacation, see him, and he threw me in another mental institution and was slapping me and abusing me and punching me and blaming me.
And this is your father?
Yeah, and my mom too. And my mom's the same way. And they're sitting there, and I might have been hollering out here or something. I just make it look good because I'm trying to have a sense of humor. So whoever I'm hollering at, I wouldn't want them, it'd be like eating dinner and having manners at the table, I would want to add them and turn off my manners or my taste. But there was nothing I could do because where I was living previously from having an accident with a Zyprexia and abusive family, then when I moved, a guy stole my wallet, and that's when I was having problems, when I had to get operated on, Vicodins, or, that's when Granholm put the barcode on the Vicodins and stuff, because that was going back and forth, because I was still getting my medicine, that was going back and forth hand in hand, and I never put dope in my system ever since, I mean, even in the Motor City, I had one joint, and, I used to ride around and mess around,
Have you ever been into heavy prescription drugs or
no.
Cocaine,
No.
heroin, none of those?
When I was 16, and, I was into marijuana a lot, when I was growing up as a teenager going to high school, I was into a lot of marijuana and, getting drunk with the guys, on the weekends, like a couple 8-packs of Flint malt liquor bowl or something. Getting around the family and being blamed for something, ridiculous, and it happened to be called mental health. Every 5 seconds it's mental. You need your medicine, from my family. And my stepfather, my mom and dad divorced, and she married a special education teacher on top of that. And, you know, so all this went on in my life. Mental retardation, queer, mental, low learning disability, and I'm a normal dude, you know. I had a normal life, healthy, productive, and was always on my own. But every time they got a chance to interfere onto, you know, ever since I was a little kid, they did. And it was very abusive.
Have you ever been arrested before here in Flint, or at all?
Yeah, a couple guys, you know. I've been arrested in the Motor City, but no warrant. Innocent. Yeah,
What did they arrest you for then?
They arrested me several times, different times. One of them was for trespassing at my mom's because I had to leave a premises where I was living with a guy where he got abusive with his girlfriend, and she pressed charges, and he got, you know, he was drugged out on pills and was going to shoot it. So when the cops came, when his girlfriend pressed charges, they told us we have to leave the premises because he was armed and dangerous. So I just went and stayed at my mom's. I had to get dropped off at my mom's because I had nowhere to go. So the policeman dropped me off there, and I was sitting on the porch there, and she comes in and sees me sitting there and, you know, filed trespassing charges. So that was one of the arrests in Genesee County.
Was that here in Flint or just Genesee County?
Genesee County.
What about the Flint police? I mean, how do they treat you? I mean, being a homeless man here in Flint.
You know, I'm like a little kid, you know. If I was a dude growing up, which I was, you know, going on 40, 50 years old and working, and seeing that happen, I'd be a lot willing to, you know, if it wasn't for the ambulance or the police, you know, I mean, them guys were great, you know. I wouldn't have been where I'm at, you know. And I owe all that to them and their hospitality for helping me or checking me into a motel or in a hospital or facility.
Have you gotten any help from DHS?
DHS, the reason why I haven't is because I haven't had no address.
Oh, and they can't help you without an address.
Yeah. And last winter when I was out here, my leg got frozen and it got infected and they had to whack it. So my problem is I need a caseworker or, you know, any kind of facility to live in or any apartment because I can't do none. I have no transportation or address. And I'm stuck out here and I'm picking out like a sore thumb, a lot, you know, pretty bad. So I've been crying, you know. I'm crying.
Well, part of the reason we're doing this show is to actually help people like you, you know, bring to light that situation.
Yeah.
You know, show people that, you know,
I mean,
you need help.
You know, my man, you know, being a dude, you know, I'm like one of these dudes, you know, good-looking hot dude and a hot chick together. Never had no record, maybe a speeding ticket or something. And, you know, was not worried about drugs or nothing. Had a good, healthy girlfriend and friends and dressed good and, you know, worked all of his life, you know, and paid his wage or, you know. You know, and it's upsetting because I can't get nobody to, you know, throw this together. I have no address. I have nobody to, you know, transport me to get my ID because I have no address. To get my doctor. You know, it'd be like writing it down on a piece of paper, 1 to 20, the things I got to do. Apartment, you know, getting my ID together. You know, I'm just stuck out here homeless, and I'm freezing to death. And people are saying, "Man, are you okay, man? You need to get somewhere. It's freezing cold, you know." And this has been going on since 2000.
So you've been homeless for 10 years then?
Yeah, I'm like one of you dudes getting taken advantage of. You know, I used to walk, work, dress nice, and was healthy. I had good, clean girlfriends and social life. And, you know, just because these guys stole my wallet. So ever since 2005, I've been stuck homeless. And I can't stop that, you know, the rigmarole.
Hey, what do you think would help you out? I mean, even if it was like a state help.
Get a donation can to... like a donation can to help me find an apartment because, you know, I'm so jealous I don't have TV and radio that I'm disabled and I can't take the pressure of people taking advantage of me, you know. So I need to put a can together and make donations for Stephen to have some case manager or anything, facility help to find an apartment and get his IDs renewed and a caseworker, and, you know, that way I can get moved in and have my things. But I have to buy all my things, and at the same time, I can do my family, which I gotta do, you know.
You're clearly disabled.